Jai Hind everyone, myself Dr. Nidhi Bansal from Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, and today we are going to cover a very important topic of 8085, that is interrupts in 8085. So let's begin with the topic. First of all, what do you mean by an interrupt? So the word interrupt in English means anything which disturbs a particular process in between. For example, if a program is going on and I disturb it in between, that will be called an interrupt. So a process which is going on, and if I am interrupting in between, if I am disturbing that particular process in between, that is called interrupt. So its name is very similar to how it functions. For example, if my main program is going on, if this is my main program which is going on in microprocessor 8085 and any interrupt comes, it stops the execution here only, and with the help of call instruction, it calls with a particular address. This address corresponds to the vectored address of my interrupt. So with this instruction, it calls a subroutine. It calls a subroutine which is starting from this particular address 2040H. Now my main program will go on hold as soon as this interrupt request comes. This is an interrupt. As soon as an interrupt is encountered, my main program execution will stop, and with the help of call command, it will be transferred. The program control will be transferred to the specified vectored address of the interrupt to a subroutine. Now this subroutine will complete first, and at the end, with return command, I will return back to the execution of my main program. So this is an interrupt. Whenever an interrupt request comes, the execution of my main program stops. The control is handed over to a subroutine with the help of call instruction. The request of subroutine is handled first, and then with the help of return command, I return back to my main program. So this is the basic concept of interrupt. Now, what is inter? This is not an interrupt. Students might often get confused with RST 7.5, RST 6.5, RST 5.5 trap, inter and inter. So students might get confused with inter. This is not an interrupt. This is called interrupt acknowledgement. Okay, and this is an active low signal. For inter, we always have a bar over it, which means that it is an active low signal. So whenever my microprocessor 8085 is handling any interrupt request, at that time it will pass 0 on this particular pin, that will activate it, and this will indicate the other peripheral devices that right now my microprocessor 8085 is handling an interrupt request. Okay, so here the point to remember is inter bar. It is not an interrupt. This is an acknowledgement pin which microprocessor 8085 use to indicate the other peripheral devices that right now it is executing an interrupt request. Right now it is handling an interrupt request. So broadly, we classify our interrupts in two categories: hardware interrupts and software interrupts. Hardware interrupts are those which can be applied with the help of some pin on the pin diagram of 8085. You all know that the pin diagram of 8085 has 40 pins, and out of these 40 pins, we have 5 different interrupts. These are the hardware interrupts are hardware interrupts. These are trap, having the highest priority. Then we have RST 7.5, RST 6.5, RST 5.5 and inter. These are the 5 hardware interrupts, and for these hardware interrupts we are having a specific pin which is available on the pin diagram of 8085. So these all are called hardware interrupts. Apart from these, there are software interrupts as well, which the programmer can enable whenever it is required. The software interrupts include software interrupts. We have 8 software interrupts, and these software interrupts are RST 0, RST 1 up to RST 7. So we have 7 total software interrupts which can be used by the programmer whenever he wishes, and there are 5 hardware interrupts starting from trap, RST 7.5, 6.5, 5.5 and inter. And when we talk about these hardware interrupts, there is some priority assigned to them, and the priority is decreasing in this order. That means this trap is having the highest priority, and inter is having lowest priority. Okay, so their priority is decreasing when we are moving downwards, trap having the highest priority and inter having the lowest priority. Now what does this priority means? It means that when a signal comes on trap, it is to be accessed by the 8085 microprocessor, no matter in what position it is right now. So if it is handling RST 5.5 and trap comes, so it has to hold the request of RST 5.5 and take the request of trap. So in this way their priorities have been decided, having a decreasing order from top to bottom. Another kind of classification for interrupts is vectored and non-vectored interrupts. Now what do we mean by vectored and non-vectored interrupts? So there are certain interrupts whose starting address is fixed, whose physical starting address is fixed. So those interrupts whose address is already fixed, which have a fixed vector address, that is the starting address of the subroutine, and after these interrupts are executed, the program control is automatically shifted to that particular address. These interrupts are called vectored interrupts. For example, this is my main program, 8085 is executing my main program and interrupt comes trap. So trap is having a dedicated vectored address 0024H. So with command call, my program control will be transferred to a subroutine which is starting from address 0024H. So in this case, trap is my vectored interrupt. Why it is a vectored interrupt? Because it is having a fixed vector address where the program control is shifted once this trap is executed. Non-vectored interrupts, also called as scalar interrupts, are those in which the vector address is not predefined. So out of all the interrupts, hardware and software interrupts, inter, INTR, inter is the only interrupt which is not vectored, which is non-vectored. Okay, all other interrupts come under the category of vectored because they are all having a specific physical address which is fixed. Okay. So we categorize the interrupts in 2 categories, that is hardware and software interrupts. In category of hardware interrupts, we have trap, which is also known as RST 4.5, RST 5.5, 6.5 and RST 7.5. And the 5th one was inter. Why we have not included inter in this category? Because inter is a non-vectored interrupt. It is not having any vector address which is fixed for it. Okay. However, the remaining 4, trap, RST 5.5, 6.5 and 7.5 are having a specific vector address. Okay. Likewise, the software interrupts starting from RST 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. All of these are having a specific vector address which is associated with them. Now, how do we remember these vector addresses? There is no need to mug up these addresses. There is a specific way in which you can calculate these vector addresses. How? Just check it out. The number associated with this interrupt is to be multiplied by 8. Like for RST 0, if I want to calculate the vector address, I will multiply 0 by 8. The answer which I get will be in decimal and I have to convert it into hexadecimal. So 0 of decimal will be equal to 0 of hexadecimal. So it will remain 0 in hexacode and I will write the address as 00H. Now let us check it for RST 4. So for RST 4 the number is 4. RST 4, the number is 4. So 4 will be multiplied by 8. 4 8s is 32 in decimal. Okay. Now convert this into hexa. How do we convert a number on decimal base to hexadecimal base? There is a simple formula to it. You divide the number by 16. So we know 16 2s is 32. So 2 and remainder is 0. Okay, 2 से divisible हुआ, 32 exactly divisible, so remainder is 0. So the number which we obtain here is by combining these two terms, the quotient and the remainder. So 20h, this is, I am converting my decimal number to hexadecimal form. This is of hexa base. So the number is 20h. Now let us take example from here, hardware interrupts. For example, I am taking an example of RST 4.5. So number is trap corresponds to RST 4.5. Now the number is 4.5, so I will multiply 4.5 by 8. What I will get will be a number in decimal and I will convert it to the base of hexadecimal. You can try this. At the end you will get 24h. So this is the manner in which we can calculate the vector address which is associated with all the interrupts. So there is no need to learn or to mug up these vector addresses. Okay. So from here we learn that those interrupts which are having a specific starting address or a vectored address where the program control will be shifted once an interrupt is executed, that interrupts are called vectored. All interrupts are vectored interrupts except inter. Inter is not a vectored interrupt because it is not having any specific physical address. Now let us check all the interrupts one by one. First is trap. Trap corresponds to RST 4.5. It is a non-maskable interrupt. Now one thing which I also need to discuss with you people is interrupts can also be classified again on the basis of maskable and non-maskable interrupts. So there is a two category, maskable and non-maskable interrupts. So maskable interrupts are those which can be disabled by the programmer. That means if I want to disable a particular interrupt, I can do that. It is in my control, it is in my hand, it is maskable. Non-maskable interrupts are those which cannot be disabled. Cannot be disabled by the programmer. Okay, so trap is a non-maskable interrupt. It cannot be disabled by the programmer even if he or she wishes. It is an edge and level triggered. Now what do you mean by edge and level triggered? So this is my clock. If any interrupt is triggered by positive going edge or by negative going edge, it is called edge triggered. If any interrupt is triggered on level, on high level or on low level, it is called level triggered. So my trap RST 4.5 is both edge and level triggered interrupt. Edge and level triggered means that it must go high and remain high until it is acknowledged. Okay, it is having the highest priority. It is the highest priority interrupt. Vectored interrupt, why? Because it is having a fixed starting address. In case of sudden power failure, it executes ISR and sends data from main memory to backup. It can be delayed using hold command. The address, vector address associated with trap is 0024h, and in the previous slide we learned how we can calculate this vector address associated with a particular interrupt. How a trap interrupt can be masked? Trapped interrupts can only be masked by resetting the microprocessor, and there is no other way to mask it. Masking means to disable it. RST 7.5 is having the second highest priority and it is a maskable interrupt. Maskable interrupt means we can disable this interrupt whenever we want. It is an edge triggered interrupt. That means it will be triggered on this edge. The vector address of this interrupt is 003CH. You can calculate it by the method which I have discussed with you. Edge sensitive means the input goes high and no need to maintain high until it is recognized. It can be masked by resetting the microprocessor or by using the DI instruction. DI instruction is disable interrupt. So there are two ways by which you can mask or disable RST 7.5. Either you reset your microprocessor or you enable this command, disable interrupt, DI command. RST 6.5 and 5.5. Both of these interrupts are level triggered, means they will be triggered on either on high level or on low level. These are the maskable interrupts. Again, these are maskable, so we can disable these interrupts whenever we want. How they will be disabled? By using again DI command, that is disable interrupt command, and SIM instruction. SIM instruction is set interrupt mask. So it can be interrupted or it can be masked by using SIM instruction, that is set interrupt mask, and DI, that is disable interrupt. RST 6.5 pin is at logic 1, inter pin is flip flop is sit set. Next, 6.5 is having the third highest priority and RST 5.5 is having the fourth highest priority. Last one, the hardware interrupt is inter. It is having the lowest priority. It is level triggered again. It will be triggered on the level. Maskable interrupt. It can be reset. Okay, it can be disabled by resetting the microprocessor and by using DI and SIM instructions as was in the previous case. Okay, so maskable and non-maskable interrupts, however, I have already discussed, but we'll discuss once again. So maskable interrupts are those which can be disabled by the programmer whenever he or she wishes, and non-maskable are those which cannot be disabled. So trap is the only interrupt which is non-maskable. Rest all the other interrupts in 8085 microprocessor are maskable. That is, they can be ignored, deleted or disabled by the programmer. In the last slides, I have collected some instructions which are related to your interrupts. So these instructions are enable interrupt. First of all, EI. This is called enable interrupt. So whenever we want to enable any interrupt, we connect this particular instruction to the SR flip flop. SR flip flop, you know, this is set and this is reset. And the output goes according to the set pin. So here we give EI command, that is called enable interrupt. Next command is, instruction is DI. DI stands for disable interrupt. Whenever we want to disable or mask any interrupt, we activate this command, that is disable interrupt. Then we have set interrupt mask. It is used to implement hardware interrupts by setting various bits. And read interrupt mask, that is RIM. This instruction is used to read the status of various hardware interrupts. So these are the 4 instructions which are associated with interrupts: DI, EI, SIM and RIM. That's all for the interrupt section. Thank you, students.